Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Global Industry Spotlight. My name is Daniel Crane, and I am the Program Director of the Center for Creative Entrepreneurship. And you are listening to Global Industry Spotlight, a conversational series focused on providing resources and insight for the creative entrepreneur. We are here to connect with you, network, discuss business, and all things creative entrepreneurship. We are streaming live out of the Comcast Business Startup Studio, a room designed for Chicago's small business community. Located at 2112, Chicago's first music, film, and tech incubator. The Global Industry Spotlight today is on Coralie Doyen, Program and Partnership Manager at Wallifornia. After studying languages and literature, Coralie worked in higher education. She then moved into startups, innovation, and project management with a focus on the media sector. Today, she has made content creation and management her passion. She coordinates events and logistics in her job by working as a part of Wallifornia, an entertainment and technology hub based in Liège, Belgium, where startups, professionals, and investors develop together the future of their industries. I'm really excited to bring in Coralie today.
Hi, Daniel. Hi, everyone.
I'm good. I'm really excited to, have this conversation with you. Full disclosure, I was at Wallifornia last year. It was an extraordinary event, an extraordinary room of people, and Coralie sent the most amazing emails to rally all of us to come to Wallifornia and learn. And it was really a very eye-opening experience for me. And so it's great to have you here today. I think just to start out for our listeners, talk to us. What is Wallifornia?
Yes, sure. And thanks, Daniel. I'm really, really happy to be here with you and all the listeners. So I'm based in Belgium, and Wallifornia is an innovation program that belongs to an investment fund called Lean Square. And this fund has been active since 2014 in various sectors, including entertainment. From the beginning, we have focused on music and music-related technologies. And as we are here to exchange, I can explain to you why and how we came to specialize in this field, if you want.
Yes, please. I would love to hear that. Yeah.
So you have to know that Belgium is a very, very small country, sure, but a very creative land with a strong culture in music and in festivals. Outside our boundaries, I think that the Tomorrowland Festival is a big name, is very popular. It's a real success in its field, but in Belgium there is a lot of concert halls and festivals in all kind of music, from the blues in an intimate gig room to the halls of 25,000 people. And in Liège, the city I'm talking to you from right now, there is the biggest urban festival in Europe every year. The name is Les Ardentes. This year's headliner will be Kendrick Lamar, among other people, other artist, of course. And long story short, the co-founder of this festival is also the boss of our investment fund. So you can imagine that there is an interest, a real passion for this field within our team. Yes, but I'm digressing, but very quickly, by discussing, for example, with the organizer of this festival, Les Ardentes, we wanted to make the event more smart and more special. So we looked at everything that existed, everything that was invented or proposed in the field of music and technologies, and the fund invested in some of these solutions. So Wallifornia is the innovation program of our fund, and in concrete terms, we organize two events each year. And firstly, we organize an accelerator for startup from seed to Series A. It's not the same account in Europe and in the US, but yes, from seed to Series A, European language. And the accelerator takes place online, and we work with 10 or 12 selected international startups. Everything is in English, so it's easy to to work with everyone. And each year we receive between 100 and 150 applications. To select the candidates, we work hand in hand with industry professionals. And the aim, there is two main goals. The first one is to help startup in to give them a better understanding of the music industry, to have a global vision. Often we meet startups that want to revolutionize in French, revolutionize
Yes.
the industry, without thinking that their solution is based, or that they don't have a global vision, or it's a very specific and complicated industry. And the second objective, the second goal, is to help startups to better understand the VC world and the way of working, the mechanism of an investment fund. Is it the right time to raise money? Is it better to wait? Why should I wait? How should I deal with my investors? It's a lot of questions, and often we like to tell them that raising money is not a guarantee, it's not a security to have success, and the greatest success is to have clients, not to raise money. I don't know if it's a good answer for a fund, but it's I think it's the best one. Is the reality.
Yeah, let me stop you there. That there's so much
Yeah.
that you just talked about that is really important, I feel like, for the industry, and why I admire the work that you're doing. And starting back to talking about the culture of Belgium, about we have music, we have technology, we have these major festivals, these famous festivals. You have Stromae.
Yeah.
uh,
Stromae in French. Stromae.
Stromae, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I actually saw Stromae in LA, and he had one of the most impressive technology backgrounds I've ever seen of any performance. It was 8 moving screens with arms. I mean, it was incredible. But back to what you're talking about. So, there's this cultural kind of core, and then you have finance people or people who are in the investment world, creating a massive festival, and then from this festival you have the creation of these programs, and then from the creation of the programs you are supporting the music ecosystem. And I loved how you broke it down to 2 things of explaining to the startups about kind of what the global music economy is and what it looks like and what are the opportunity spaces, and 2, the question of, are you ready for funding? Who is the right funder? Actually, don't find funders, like you said, find clients.
Better.
So that, and I think people who have attended and been at Wallifornia, there is a very intentional piece of who you're bringing into the room. And I would love for you to talk about how what are you looking for in a startup who is applying? And 2, how do you pick kind of your network of people to come and be a part of, the summit that happens in Liège?
Yeah, there is 2 questions. First, about the accelerator, it will be our 7th accelerator, and in 7 years the program has changed a lot, evolved a lot, and we try to respond as much as possible to the needs by challenging ourselves every year. But about the accelerator, it's open to everyone. We are looking for startups with monthly recurrent revenue, so it's important to not be at the beginning of your project. And the goal, yes, it's also to open our network to the startup we are working with. It's very important because, yes, I'm sure without your network, without a network, it's almost impossible to do some great things. About the evolution, at the beginning in 2015, I think the program was 100% face to face, and it was only 3 days at Liège. And today the format is 10 weeks online. We were lucky enough to receive the support of big names in the industry, which helped us to make a small place for ourselves, which has now grown significantly. Um, and very quickly, we were recognized as an official accelerator by Universal Music Group. This is a real sign of confidence, and the UMG innovation team is still with us today. However, from the outset of Wallifornia, we refused to be associated with a single partner.
Hmm.
Our objective is always to federate and build an ecosystem that is as broad as possible, as complementary as possible, a bit like Switzerland and its neutrality. It's very important. And in our partners, there is some artists, of course, managers, recording studio experts in marketing, in growth, in media, all linked to the industry sector, music industry sector. And we are transparent at the beginning on this point because it's important to build a long-term relationship of trust. And when you meet a potential partner, you should avoid making plans on the comet. I don't know if it's correct in English, faire des plans sur la comète en français,
Mhm.
to dream too big. And I think it's a key learning also to share with our startup during the accelerator. And the summit that we organize at the beginning of July, you were with us last year. It's also a unique opportunity to bring the industry together to discuss in a free and unfiltered way the issues that concern us.
Hmm.
Yes, and every year during the summit there is the demo day, the pitch of the startup, but also a sort of reverse pitch where all the ecosystem in music field, like you, Daniel, in yes a creative field, can present yourself and share with other people from all over the world who you are, what you do, and what are your main your main challenges. And the summit is small place, but a quality place, I
Ooh.
think. So
I
yeah,
want to
thank
I want to
you.
stop right there. So this is so that point that Coralie was just saying is it's a small place, but it's a
Yeah,
quality place. This is
thank you.
something that when you go to massive conferences, festivals, events, I mean the programming can be fantastic. It can be engaging, but the the quality and the size of the people that I was able to connect with at Wallifornia was at a much higher level than really any conference I had ever been to, because I saw these same industry people for a couple days. So from that 2 or 3 day summit in Liège, I was able to. I mean, I think I probably have 5 or 6 good connections now, and we are working together just from
Yeah,
that
yeah.
time.
It's
Whereas it's so much harder in a massive, like, we're you and I are both going to be at South by Southwest this year,
yeah,
which is, it's nice that I'll know a lot more people even from a global perspective that are going to be there, but it's different.
yeah.
It's a
It's
different
not
thing.
absolutely not the same. It will be the first time this year at South by Southwest, so I can't compare, but I'm sure it's bigger. It's really famous. At Liège, it's totally different. It's a small group, maximum 300 people. Last year, it was about 200 people,
Hmm.
but only professionals, and only, yes, I think the cream of the cream.
Yeah.
It's presumptuous to say that, but I think it's important to have only people um, um, kind and glad to be here in Belgium to exchange without filter in transparency transparency, and for that also there is no live broadcasting of the session, of the debate, of the panels. There is some recording,
Right.
sure, only available on the social network or on YouTube channel with the accord, with the okay, the approbation, the accord
Mhm.
of the speakers.
Yeah.
And there is cut and some yes, you need to be here to attend everything. Yes, it's
And
a key.
yeah, and it was great as she's talking about Coralie. They had everyone who was in attendance share about their work, and where they're from and what they're
Yeah,
doing, and it was a great kind of exercise in understanding the network that was there. Um, so, if you could tell me a little bit about how you have seen, the music tech industry. You've been running this accelerator for 7 years. How it has evolved. Like how has the program changed on your end? What things have that you've noticed as running it that have kind of evolved since the beginning?
yeah. As I said at the beginning, it was only 3 days in Liège, in Belgium. So it was very difficult to have a lot of people from all over the world. And quickly, not quickly, but for 7 years now, the program has changed. For example, it's now 10 weeks with several different content. There is keynote, there is workshop, there is panels. Everything is bonded, linked to the innovation. And one thing very important, thanks to the COVID, I don't know if it's a good way of talking, but yes, thanks to COVID, we it's now possible to have a lot of big head of innovation, big names and great profiles at a low cost. It's very easy to have someone very important, very inspiring behind the screen during 1 hour to exchange with the startup. For the startup to ask directly some questions, some very interesting question, and there is no flight, no hotel. Yes, everything is easy, and yes, it's not a good thing, but we learned a lot with that, and now we can have access to a big family easily, really easily. But one thing very important, at the end of the accelerator, during 10 weeks, only online, it's very important to be all in Liège during 3 days for the summit. And I think that it's at this moment that we can do the trust, that we can build something bigger, and to touch people and to really exchange with them. It's and I forgot, at the end of the summit, look, at the end of the accelerator is the summit, and at the end of the summit we are all going to Les Ardentes Festival. So yes, it's a long process, but yes, at the end everyone is very happy, and it's a real party.
Yeah, it truly is, and I I also feel that with COVID happening, we were able to start this program. I mean, the Global Industry Spotlight started as an Instagram live conversation with people, um, from all over, and it gave us access to our global community, during that time to be able to actually, reach out to people. I had Turo from Music Finland. I talked to Anna Zoe. There was a couple other, Lena, also from Finland. I was able to connect with some people from London and Partners and Choose Paris region. I mean, that was the beginning, and so I'm grateful for it. There's some good things that came out of COVID in terms of the fact that we were able to adjust our programs and connect more on a global level, which is a beautiful thing. Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's an important thing. And
yeah,
but and then there's like the asterisk next to it, which is we all still need to be in the same room together as human beings, and
Oh yeah,
we still need to have conversations, have a drink, have a coffee, go celebrate music together, and that's what I feel like, Wallifornia does so well. You have great people, really interesting startups as a part of the accelerator, but we also get to experience life together.
yeah,
And that in itself is, I mean, that's the point, right? I mean, that's why we're here.
totally agree. Yes, sure. A lot of content and a lot of parties. Yes, sure.
you know and also just to help, um and this is something that we're, Scott and I are working on here, is how do we continue to push the mindset of, startups, that this is a global economy, that we are tapped in with global networks, and to be able to, use those, to learn about how different places do it. How does Wallifornia exist? How does this massive festival support, the local ecosystem? I mean, all of these things are I think really interesting and great models, even for smaller cities, to learn of how to improve their creative sector. um, one question I wanted to ask you was, what is something in your work that you will not compromise on?
um, I hope it doesn't too presumptuous to say that, but on quality,
Mm,
yeah, it's the main purpose, and audacity also. With my colleague, the idea is to always go for the best of the best, and the profile that we wouldn't even dare to dream of. Yes, I want him, I want her, and he will come, she will come. It's my goal. Nothing is impossible. It's our DNA. I don't know if it's something special in Belgium also, but I think that um, we love to think that things are easy.
mm,
Everything is possible.
mm.
So we want to contact someone. Okay, I write a message on LinkedIn. Perhaps not the first year, but later it's possible. And yeah, and another point of attention is to always keep the human aspect and the freedom of expression when we approach a subject like artificial intelligence or
Mm.
assisted creation, for example. We will always be careful not to replace the human. It's very, very important. It's also in our DNA, I think, to keep the ability to debate, to disagree, to confront with others, and tend to go beyond that. I don't know if it's clear what I'm saying, but
Yeah, no,
yeah,
it is. It's very clear.
okay. And as I said, some sessions are recorded, but we always submit in post production to the speakers before sharing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yes. So everyone is free to exchange and to to say something perhaps difficult to say in the field or in the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Mhm.
it's really great, um, and important for everyone who is doing their own work to think about quality, and what that means in your business, in your network. Another word that comes to mind, is authenticity. The people that I
Yeah.
met at Wallifornia, you, Jerome, you're very authentic people, and that translates into good
Mhm.
business. I mean, it just does. That's how good relationships are built. That's how, strong networks are forged. Is through that quality and that authenticity. And when you have that, you also have, like, what you were just talking about, which is the honesty, right? Being able to
Yeah.
tell someone, I don't think that's going to work. I disagree.
Yeah.
I don't like that method. And being able to have uh, productive discourse in in the business world is so important, especially when we live in a very political climate, that is horrible discourse, and not helpful, especially, I'll just speak for the US. um, but that's, that piece of, like, you saying, we don't just put all these videos out for, so people to see. We want, to send it to the speakers, get the agreement, okay, and then we can publish the
Yeah,
work. Um,
or not, or not.
or not. Or not. Okay. Yeah, I would really, and I'm just gonna put the website below so everyone sees, and this website will be attached to all of the um, materials that we put out on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook, and then on Spotify as well. But uh, the last thing I wanted to ask you about was just a book, an article, a podcast, or a song that inspires you, personally, or even for the work that you are doing.
Yeah, yeah. I listen to a lot of podcasts in French,
Okay.
of course, but some in English too, to improve my practice. Yeah, yeah. And I was thinking about, um, I love Design Matters with Debbie Millman. I don't know if you know
No,
her.
I don't know.
It's very interesting. Design Matters. Each time it's an opportunity to discover the universe, the profile of um, atypical profiles, famous or less famous, but who have all contributed in one
Hmm.
way or another to renew the concept of design. Design Matters, Debbie Millman. It's very, very interesting. It's a chat between two people. It's like right now, but
Hmm.
with famous people. And yes, it's always
Coralie, we're famous. We're famous people, right?
a lot of mark of design, of fashion, some writers. Yes,
Yeah.
it's always uh, photographs. Yeah, there is a lot of interesting people in the creative industry. So I think it's a good advice, perhaps. And I will share also a book. I have this book in my hand.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's in the library of my
uh, pu-
office.
put
Yeah,
put it up. Put it up one more time, so I'll put
the
it solo so
name
people.
name is Corporate Venturing, and it's an economical book
Mhm.
written by two Belgian people, Dado van Petegem and Marmout. And it's a book to provide insight and tools, tactics to accelerate innovation and growth through collaboration between, for example, big corporates and some little startups. So it's very interesting, and there is a lot of metaphors.
Yep.
Uh, like a big company are like a big boat, and sometimes it's difficult to change your way to work, but you are strong. And in the other hand, startup are light, but it's easier for them to pivot and to change the road. And it's always interesting to discuss and to talk with big corpo and also with tiny startup. If you like this idea, I think the book could be very interesting. And it's a Belgian one, so it's available. It's available in English, of course, because in Belgium you are nothing if you don't speak English.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, those are great suggestions. And I'll make sure to put maybe a link to that book, and some of the
yeah,
stuff that some of the programs that you're doing as well. Post this program. Well, Coralie, it's really it was great to meet you last
yeah.
year. I'm excited to see you at South by Southwest.
Me
It'll be
too.
fun to connect and also hear your perspective on the programming and your experience there. Um, it's cool for me to learn about the work of Wallifornia, to be connected with you and Jerome. I met so many cool people. I met Felix from Measurevent. Him and I are talking. Leo from BPI. There was some people I saw at Music Tectonics in LA. It was a great launching um, uh, an expansion of this beautiful network. So
Mhm.
again, thanks to Coralie and Jerome for the invitation last year. Coralie, thank you for joining us
Thanks
today.
for having.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's wonderful to hear your perspective. Please reach out if you have any questions about Wallifornia, or you want to be connected with Coralie, or you want the link for the accelerator and the programming that they're doing. We're happy to share that. It is a really impactful place. So I encourage everyone to check it out. So thanks again, Coralie.
Mhm. Thanks to you, Daniel. Bye.
Bye. What a wonderful conversation with Coralie from Wallifornia, the program and partnership manager. Um, I would suggest for everyone to go to their website, see what they have built. I also think that their model of combining this festival and this music, it is I mean, it's perfection, and I say that, I don't say that lightly, but the ability to, combine business, music, tech, community, and then fun, it's kind of one of a kind. So again, my name is Daniel Crane. I am the program director for the Center for Creative Entrepreneurship, and you've been listening to another Global Industry Spotlight. Every week, we're talking with entrepreneurs, startup companies, small businesses, organizations, and learning about their work. If you have any questions, or would love to have someone on here, or if there's a subject matter that you're interested in, please reach out, let us know. We'd love to cover it. We'd love to learn. So again, thank you so much for joining and listening today, and thanks again to our guest Coralie, and we will talk with you soon. Wishing everyone a great end to their week, and that's it. Take care. Bye.